Miss out on this year's Metrocon? Couldn't check out all the awesome events? Then RVT has got you covered. Join the Shades as he presents all the events from this year's convention. What's more, we'll have a live commentary with the cast and crew of the events, sharing backstage stories and more. Here's the lineup. Week 1 ignites the heart with the Metro Fire Show, Kingdom Hearts. Week 2 is on the hunt for ghosts with the Star Party, Spoopernatural. Week 3 looks for hopes and dreams in the Rhythm City Chronicles. Week 4 is all the last with Metro Night Live. Week 5 is a special concert with Caleb Hiles and Jonathan Young. Week 6 is Getting Swifty with the Rick and Morty Stunt Show. Week 6 is Saving the Day with the Superhero Comedy and Stunt Show. Week 8 stops crime at the Fantasy Masquerade. And finally, Week 9 wraps it all up with the Anime Human Combat Chess Match. So come check out the Shades YouTube channel every Monday night starting at 8 p.m. Eastern for all the exciting action. It's Metrocon! Keep the gear turning on.
Superhero time starts now.
Welcome, one and all, to Metrocon.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Week 4 of Metrocon Live here as part of RVTV. How we all doing, everybody?
Whoop,
Yes.
whoop.
It's the Shades here bringing you the 4th of our Metrocon events, and this week it's time to bring the last, because live from Tampa, it's Metro Night! Metro Night Live, our official sketch comedy series. And of course, I've got many of the cast and crew of the event with me. Let's go down the line and introduce our guests tonight.
Hi, folks. I'm Matt Elliott. I'm one of the directors for Metro Night Live.
I'm Morgan Queller. I am the stage manager. Savvy.
We got 2 more hiding in here. All right.
We're all hiding, just kind of mics aren't muted.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know what's going on, Emu. Emu is in here as well. I think she's having mic troubles. Make sure you don't have push to talk on. Savvy, what about you? You there?
Mm-hmm.
Huh, weird. She was talking until just a second ago.
Oh, there we go. There's Emu.
There's Emu.
Excellent. Eating cry. I did stuff.
Stuff and things. We're all here.
Yeah.
I put up with stuff.
There
Hey.
she is.
It's weird for me because I can't really stream because I don't have the app, so I have to use the browser, and I can't do push to talk, so it's weird.
Yeah, trust me. I no, understand completely. I had to do that myself tonight.
I started playing things. My mic was picking up the web browser, so I had to load up it on like my phone, and I'm listening to it through my phone.
That works.
Yeah, I had to use my phone last week.
Yep. All right. So
So, Rick, I
ready?
will not stop scaring you.
That's what she does best, Rick. Trust me, we know this.
Get your bitch ass out of here.
Now, we also have it on authority that several others will be coming soon. I believe Lily's going to be here later, and Culver, one of the other directors, will also be here. And I believe with him will also be Courtney, because those two are a couple last I checked. So those three should be popping in at some point tonight. It's just a running late. And also, we might even have Derek Morgan.
Ooh.
Yeah, because they all said they might be a little late, but they said they were going to try to be here. So if they show up, great. If not, nothing to worry about. you know, at least we got a few people.
I got all the backstories.
I think between you and that, I think we're set. You know, and having Emu and Savi here certainly doesn't hurt either.
No.
I'm the only one that matters.
Oh, okay.
Woo!
I'm just kidding. We all know no one wants me.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. Anyway, let's get this party started. Let's check out Metro Night Live 2017. Let's go.
Whoop, whoop.
Turn this down a little bit. Now, unfortunately, this I believe this turned out better on. No, yeah, I think this was night 1 that I mostly got. So, tech issues abound in a few places, unfortunately.
It happens.
Hey, you got most of it, and that's what matters.
Yeah, and
which I did get recorded.
Yeah, and I did get it actually a little. I did get some help with one particular skit that was only done on night 2. So don't worry, a certain skit that you thought was left out of night 1, we've got it here tonight.
Awesome.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, thank my buddy TJ Omega for helping me get that footage.
Yay!
Devastation reigned. A man saw the blood dripping down the drain. Got his hands around some blades, connected it to
I might be salty. I'm gonna give you a heads up.
Emu, would we expect any less from you, all things considered?
Yeah, I'm a pretty salty taffy.
I mean, I like salt taffy. Also, for this skit, this was all done, I believe, by Culver.
Yeah, this was Culver's baby. He came to me with the idea. I was like, hey, can we just do a musical? Because I've been listening to a lot of Hamilton recently.
The timing's perfect. I mean, Hamilton's still a pretty big deal.
You still can't get a ticket.
Speaking of Culver, he just popped on screen on my end. Bear in mind that I'm going to be a little ahead of you guys because I see things before you do.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Just like watching him and going, oh, this is where this is happening.
It's funny because it just looks like Tyler's chewing gum.
Yeah.
And here you don't know he's saying anything.
I think they practiced this at least 6 times within the last 5 minutes before show.
me. I used him.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Evil Culver is always better.
Holy crap, yeah. You'll see some of that in a future show once I get the footage for that. Intro time, and I had to work around a few problems with the intro, as Matt is very well aware of.
Yeah, it was fun because we got the video day of.
And I'm not going to lie, the editing on it originally was off.
It was rushed. It was rushed.
It shows. There was actually a cast member I had to edit out because they were not part of the show and they were left in for last year's video. You'll see that here in a minute.
I don't think Liza was ever added.
No, Liza's not in here.
Liza was at the end.
Jessica was accidentally taken out, I think, and I know she's still part of the show.
I just know Liza was never added in. Or at least not either of the nights that we actually performed.
Oh, what's
Gomez. And directed by Matt Elliott and Culver Dow. And now, live from Tampa, it's Metro Night!
Yeah, there are a few faces.
He is
See? I didn't see Liza.
Nope, there are a few faces missing, but that's alright. We get to see their beautiful faces as they act.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it just sucks when people don't get credit.
It happens. Oh, I made sure to credit as many people as I could at the end, so don't worry. Your names will still be in there. Also, anyone who remembers one of last year's skits will probably recognize where this is going.
He's superhuman. He got paste in his eye and
Ah, the callback.
The most terrifying thing I've ever had to paint.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no joke. That thing gave me nightmares for like a week and a half.
It still calls back to me in my memory. I was so happy it's at the warehouse.
See? That's why I have a lunchbox with your face on it. I told you he's not famous.
I also didn't realize that all three of them were barefoot until Courtney walked on stage. I was just like, that's okay, yep.
With Dr. Nestles. See?
I'm Dr. Ness. I am a PhD.
Imagine them having to have walked through the glitter that one night.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Saturday night our stage was covered in glitter.
Oh, jeez.
Which made for very fun for an end sketch.
Indeed.
And puppets. All the puppets.
Dr. Ness bubble bath, and last night we played the Dr. Ness peanut butter nut bar.
People keep trying to get me to do puppet stuff, and I'm like, no, that's from Metro.
If he's not famous.
That's Metro stuff.
No, my mom just buys me that stuff.
Puppets are great.
I don't know either.
No, I love puppets, don't get me wrong. But when you have to stare at them, and they're oddly colored, you stare into your soul.
On another truck logo?
I feel like it's a bad thing.
None of these things exist.
Creepy, that's all.
Well, none of these exist, and you're not famous, then how come we're in a Dr. Ness inflatable pool?
By the way, Rick, I think all they did was took some, like, drone footage of downtown Tampa and then just used a filter on it for the intro.
How can we have all this stuff if you're not famous? This conversation is...
Would you like to own a pool like this?
Whoa! What in the same hill was that?
Ah, yes, the terrifying moment of it's an alien. It's a dark nest pool. Courtesy of Culver for that joke.
Enter now and win one of the fabulous prizes. A new car, a real toothbrush, Spanish rice, a fake toothbrush, this cousin I killed with my bare hands, 75 extra wiffle ball bats, and I'm not done yet. Look at Mr. Saturn's, a real beard, a vial containing BH Burgle's last breath, and more. Entering is simple. Just call this easy to remember number. And you're all set to win the grand prize. Your whole family rides are free.
Slowly shrink.
First class, 5 days or 4 nights in New York City's Pocket Picket Pineapple Poppable Bonanza Park. Enter. No!
Matt, you must have had so much fun doing that voiceover.
It was fun. Last year's was more fun because I was backstage doing it. I was up in tech booth just panicking, going, all right, voiceover time. Oh crap, where's the microphone?
Yeah, I know. I was right in front of you recording this.
But no, in all seriousness, I do love doing voiceover stuff like that. It's a lot of fun in the tech booth doing that stuff.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, I had to show Courtney how to turn the fire on, and then it just didn't want to work until later.
The saddest of fires.
Now, whose idea was it to put Snake in it with a chicken hat?
I believe that's also Culver's idea. He's a big Metal Gear Solid fan. So fun fact, Courtney every single time legitimately gets scared by this. Like, it's not acting, she is terrible.
Like, even during rehearsal, she knew it was coming, and still.
No one can be prepared for a guy in a chicken hat screaming at you.
That's true. And then there's this scene.
Okay, for 3 years of doing the show, I am prepared for 90% of everything.
That's fair.
The 10% is what Matt comes up with in his brain. That I just... We're gonna do this! Okay, I'll find that prop.
This sketch wasn't just that one coming up with it.
No, this was a sketch we prepared last year.
Yeah, this is actually the first sketch we wrote for this show, except for one of the ones you'll see later, which was written 3 years ago. Or at least we had the idea for. No, Culver came up to me with this, and he was like, right after, like, second showing of last year, and he was like, hey, can we just have, like, Snake come on, and then, like, we'll say Sandstorm approaching, and then we'll just play Darude, because I think that'd be funny.
I actually had to have a friend of mine explain this joke to me all after the show.
Also, to the person who just joined us, who I don't recognize the name, you might need to check your mic settings and unmute your mic so you can start talking.
Does anyone remember when the audience started chanting Darkest Sketch during transitions?
Yeah, wait, no.
I know it was early on, and then it continued, and then it changed, and it got beautiful.
Yeah,
Yes.
unfortunately, I don't think I got many of those, and most of those happened more on later nights. Like, night one, I don't remember it happening too much. But I didn't get much
I know
of that.
night one we broke a lot of those glasses. And they're plastic. Which is why I brought all of them.
Yeah, my friend of mine.
Because
We didn't break tables this year, we broke flutes. Plastic flutes.
Before he lost his arm to torture. Yeah, lost his eyes too. Probably an acid.
Look at all those stagehands doing their acting thing. So proud of them. Also, Tim. Tim has been...
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, he's been dying to be in Star Party, and we couldn't have him there, so we took him for M&O.
No, my favorite thing about this is that Tim put on a wig when he's just playing himself. like the name of the sketch is Tim invites Snake to dinner, and Tim was playing Tim, and he still put on a blonde wig for some reason.
Because he wanted to look like Joseph from Dream Daddy.
Is that what it was?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, because that had just started coming out, and that was just blowing up everywhere.
Which is why I posted a picture of it on their Facebook. It's like Dream Daddy.
Yeah, I think I saw those pictures on Facebook when I got back from con.
At least I think it's...
Oh, gross.
Evan Hunter Gale, why don't you check the description and you can see what show this is? Oh my god!
So, did you guys...
Also, choking. Hold on.
And once he gets his mic settings worked out and gets himself unmuted, we have a Culver in the call.
Yay!
I really like your friend. He's so
Hi.
interesting.
Culver!
Hi, Culver.
Hello!
Oh, tell me about Eva.
Is he preparing things for the fucking Poseidon's Fury thing that's gonna Florida.
Ah.
You're away, so.
When Florida looks at Texas and says, "Hold my beer."
Hey, you know what, Culver? You're here. That's all that matters. You're not even that late. You only missed like one sketch so far.
Yeah, I'm logging on to YouTube right now to see the dang thing.
Yeah, we're up to the snake dinner sketch. Or actually, I think we're just about finishing that one up. So you've only missed like a skit and a half.
I would like to apologize for the way I've been behaving. Work is very stressful.
And then we'll have a Lily soon.
Yes.
Emu and Seth, I can't with you two in this chat. I just can't.
He's asking questions that I have moderate answers for.
Which is fine. I love watching it, but at the same time, I'm just like, man. Also, I love Derek's acting in this sketch. Because he's just so genuine with it.
What video should I be looking for? Because I can't find it. Oh, shit.
If you scroll up in the Discord chat, I have a link to the stream.
Okay. There it is.
I had a feeling that might happen for someone.
So day 2, when the stage was covered in glitter, we got to sit there and watch just Trevor roll around and crawl belly first on it, and he was just a sparkly mess the rest of the night.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Magical.
It was magical, but also like a disaster, because we just walked on, and we're like, oh,
that might happen.
We're all in black. Oh,
Yeah,
I get to
Cam
sit in this later.
Cam was not happy about that.
No. I just remember Jessica and I looking at it going, oh, we get to sit in this for a whole sketch. Walked on.
I remember coming in at Joy Hall and looking at the stage while the dance was still going on and being like, oh no.
Cam was not happy about that.
No.
You might want to mute the stream there, Culver, because we can actually hear it on your end.
Me and the boys, we used to roll some crazy.
Doing actual commentary as the video's going on.
I know, it's hard. Trust me. If there was a better way, I would have done it by now. But this is honestly the best setup I can get us. Also, here's one of the skits that was left out of night 1 that I had to re-add in.
I'm not playing. He had like this
Change from hell.
and he's kicking it, and he's mad thuggish.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to watch the video at the same time.
Open it in a new tab.
Well, no, he's having a problem with his volume-wise. The best I'd say is just turn down the volume on it so it doesn't pick up on the thing, and then just work with what you can. I know it's tricky, but this is the best I can do.
I was having the same problems, Culver. I just muted the video.
We got closer, started hanging out, and when we was hanging out, Zach would do this thing.
Figure out how to watch.
Ah, yes. This is Glitter Day. So all of those people on stage, standing and rolling in glitter.
Can't really notice it in the video. There's a lot more in that stage than shows up.
Well, yeah, it's tiny, and we see it, but you can't see it with the glare.
No. But then again, if it's glitter, you'd think that the stage lights would have reflected a little bit.
Well, they were nice enough to clean up the bigger pieces, but that tiny stuff that's like body glitter size.
True, true.
Oof.
Sandstorm, though, with the rave lights.
Yeah.
He had this ring on to commemorate his promotion to soldier first class. And that
But those costume changes, to watch Hippie and Mark change into these costumes and then change into something else right after.
in the weirdest headspace.
The speed of light.
That's not fair. Stop.
It's a celebration, bitches.
Maybe I'm overreacting. I actually went there. Maybe I shouldn't do nothing.
3 fangirls in the back.
Besides, like, Stomp this dude out, right?
All the fangirls. And then an invisible man.
I think, yeah, this is when we introduced the Derek shirt gag.
Yes.
Wait, what?
So if you watch the Invisible Man in the back, Derek.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
when he
That's
does
right.
his
I know what
shirt.
you're talking about now. Yeah.
I went, 'cause I knew what hotel he was staying in.
And he does it through, I think, 4 other sketches?
Yeah, he continues to do it throughout the show.
Up to his room.
And it's amazing.
So then I was like, bitch, I'm Zach Fair. And smack. Oh, Cloud Sky.
He had his hand cocked back, like he was gonna throw another right. When he was coming in for it, I just came, pow! Caught him right with a front kick. Cloud gave me this kind of legit cross kicks. I kicked the piss out of him, like, yeah! Knocked the wind out of him, and then he screams out.
Culver, if you have to, just mute your stream and mute the video, and then just join us in the commentary. You already know what's going on.
Yeah, like this crooked eye in Shinra. Like one eye was on me, and one eye was on Zack, and then Zack edges over by the window.
The tables are turned. Do with him whatever you like. You take one more step, I'm kicking this dude out the window. You know what you did to me was wrong, man.
Shirt gag.
Get in my face.
Oh.
Yo, my forehead's bumping, man. Yeah, you know what?
Actually, looking at the video now, I can see the glitter on the ground. I can see like sparkles of red on the, and other colors on the floor.
Yeah, especially when there's a camera flash, you're like, oh.
Oh no! Even like if you look under, like right where the chair is, there on the far left side, right under it, you can see some spots of red there.
Yep. And a huge like chunk of it is actually right where Derek is standing.
Right. He's probably taking it with them little kids. Yeah. Cloud whipped my ass. In his dreams. I told you, Cloud has a delusion of grandeur in his head. I'm telling you.
I gotta give it up for Mark. He plays up the freaking Zach Fair thing beautifully.
Oh no, he is definitely killing it with it.
Yeah.
I heard him tell the story.
And he's like playing Zach Fair, who's playing.
And I saw him
Rick
like
James.
every day.
I was about to say, Mark is always Zach.
Hi, Lily.
Hi.
Lily, there you are, girl.
And I'm like, man.
I'm here. I'm about
He's
to
got a big ass forehead,
head
man.
up on the screen right now.
That's cool. Hey, as long as you're here, that's all that counts.
Yeah.
Oh, Cloud, come over here.
Zach is, you know, being Zach. I didn't realize how much material he was on. Next thing you know, he's like
These separate location spots are amazing.
serving drinks, and Cloud bends over.
Yeah, this one I'm giving big props to Keon for. He took the reins on directing the video we did for this.
It definitely shows. It looks really good, especially with the green screen behind it, with having Midgar in the back.
Nah, it was super fantastic. Like, it was a super unfortunate situation because both Culver and I had rehearsal on the one night our actors could do the recording.
Yep.
It happens, man. But you know what? Hey, Keon knows what he's doing. I'm gonna be probably gonna be working with him next year on recording on helping me with my videos, because I'm retiring this camera that I've been using for the last few years. And you can tell the quality just isn't keeping up anymore.
I challenge you to a duel.
But you know what? It's still got what we needed for this year.
Yep.
Good way to retire.
Something like that.
I got to keep up, because even like this is TJ Omega's footage here, and thankfully his camera is very similar to mine, so it works, it fits. But he just retired this camera, and he just got himself a brand new one, like freaking big one. So yeah, I kind of need to keep up if I'm going to be able to get some good stuff.
That was where we thought we were going to lose the table, was that face slap.
Yeah.
I had to sit there and coach them and say, guys, please,
Like right here?
please take this.
Yeah, no, I was worried for that table. That
We didn't have a table this year.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
Glasses, though.
Oh, we broke food glass. Oh, well.
See, but they're
I will
from like
take
forever
that
ago.
exchange.
Let's take break in the
Yeah,
flute
like those
glasses
were
versus a table.
glasses were from like Masquerade 2014 or something.
Oh God, that
Yeah,
Jesus.
wedding.
There was a lot of reuse this year.
Smack each other upside the head. Smack each other in the face.
Great.
Punch each other. Kick each other in the
It's
chest.
better than having to buy a whole bunch of new stuff.
Yeah. It was all right. We have this thing. We can make it work for this.
Rick, there was a reason they didn't. Did you not hear us earlier? There's a reason they couldn't break the table. It wasn't theirs, and if they had broken it, the person who owned it, who's the head of tech, would have been pretty pissed off. And you don't want to piss that son of a bitch off. Trust me.
You don't want to piss off your tech people.
No. Oh
I just
God.
wanna
This
say-
sketch.
Did a table
Mark
break last
Spade.
year?
Yes.
Yeah.
So for the 3 years that Metro has been there, Metro Night Live has been there, we've broken 2 tables. One
Yep.
each year.
Yeah, the
Except for-
first year.
One last year.
That table was already beat to hell to begin with. So
Yeah.
like our fault, but it was mostly like whoever beat the hell out of it before. The year before that was all on us. That was
Crunch
Yeah.
with the...
The samurai sword.
sliced the crap out of the table.
This was probably my favorite sketch of the show.
Yeah, we need Keon in here for this sketch.
Fun fact, the Pokeballs are all printed and painted by Keon.
Really?
No, it's been a while since I've seen
Yeah,
you
I've talked about. He is very proud of his 3D printer that he likes to use a lot.
at the studio.
He's doing a business on it.
That does not surprise me. Considering how much he uses that thing, I'm not surprised.
Your balls are so big.
Also, Nicole's phone voice is amazing.
Oh, well, goodness, that is actually part of the process.
Oh, do tell.
Now, as you know,
Keon did a neat thing at the end of the show where he like took Matt, Cam, and I aside and was like, "Hey, so just go ahead and pick one of the Pokeballs and you just have it." I was like, "What?
Dude.
Thank you."
I'm currently holding mine in my hand.
Who got the blue ball?
It wasn't me.
It was Cam.
Oh,
Cam.
okay.
Cam got blue ball, huh?
They're so heavy.
This was also a sketch that Keon and Liza wrote for workshops. And
Yeah.
like the Rockio sketch last year, we just thought it was really funny, so we put it in the actual show.
I thought sweaty balls was an actual thing.
I mean, it is. Like, it totally is. But, like, they
Yeah.
retrofitted it to be about Pokeballs.
Ah.
And Matt and I were like, why didn't we think of that? Damn it! And then we...
Because my favorite version of this is Betty White and her muffins.
Go on.
for me, hand making my balls, I like to take it and mold it, but for me personally, I like to beat my balls.
Oh God! I remember trying so hard not to laugh while recording this one. It took everything I had. Like, I'm pretty sure, Matt, if you had seen me during that sketch, while you would have seen me trying so hard to hold it back.
No, it was funny watching you just like silently convulse right in front of the table.
Yeah, I did like several times throughout the night, like trying so hard not to crack. Damn you! That's how you know you must have been enjoying that so much.
That was my ray of sunshine when we found out we had tech issues night 1.
Oh.
Wonderful broad.
And for your listeners today,
Well, I'm glad I could give you some hope after all that, because yeah, you like, as most of you guys who have been watching these streams know, the tech issues abound, and that's going to carry over into almost all the nights. Though, thankfully, there are a few shows that came off rather well, so they won't be every night.
And honestly, like a big credit goes out to the cast and the backstage crew for making sure that they ran smoothly without. No one even noticed that we skipped 2 sketches night 1.
I like the name.
Oh.
Everyone was on their A game backstage.
That was my proudest Metro moment ever yet.
Happy hunting, Pokemon.
It's just how quickly everyone just was like, all right, we're doing
Yeah.
this. And then watching Culver and Matt run. I've never seen them run so fast.
I mean, it was all really hectic
On
backstage.
Thursday night when I have to do Star Wars LARP, but I'm being chased.
I saw a great movie like the other night. It was
Yes.
like the viewing room at the game room. It was, what was it called? I hate it when this happens. Well, what was it about? It was about this girl and she went to a witch's bathhouse and Spirited Away. No, I don't think.
So in those bowls is actual Cocoa Puffs. That we had to stop ourselves from eating all night. But they were just in the bowl, and you're like, all right, I'm just gonna eat this because it's here.
I took home the Cocoa Puffs at the end of Saturday.
It had to go somewhere.
Is this Thursday night?
This one was Thursday night, yes.
Okay, yeah, because I know our actual prop script was stolen, so... Or not the script, the, con
guide? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
like,
pretty
all right,
sure
we'll
that's
fix
my
this.
Star Party script.
Those,
It's
when I
either
watched the
mine-
sketch... sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, it's either mine or James's script in my hands back there in the corner.
Yeah. Also, Emma, when I see this sketch, this to me is just you being you.
That's what I do in every role I'm given.
I can see that.
I go, that's cute. And then
That person conveniently has a con guide. No, wait, hey.
just me during Hallow Screen.
No, what? No.
Yes.
You don't grab it. I got down.
Although I think my favorite role you've done so far, Emu, is still Tamaki. With the chair that you fall back into.
Oh god, yeah, I remember that.
Big con guide. Wow. All right. I could have remembered it just fine.
Couldn't have the recliner day of.
On at 11:30. We don't eat it.
Just try to sneak off. So, Emu, you're actually quite scary in that instance. Even though I know you're doing it on purpose, I'm just like, oh god, she's gonna kill me.
Sorry.
Don't be. It's what you were supposed to do.
You nailed it!
Yeah. Well,
Oh yeah, no, it's
Yeah, well, I'll start back into
it's both
I
of our
mean, my
scripts.
calves alone are pretty scary.
Stay strong.
Or day one. I do remember that.
Yes, Kyoryu Crimson, you watch last year's Metro Night Live video, you will know what we're talking about.
Actually, I'm pretty sure the skewers that I used for last year were reused this year in something.
No, it's not that. It's an ambulance. No, it's an ambulance. 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 You know what you need? You need a mortician. You need a mortician.
And then there's this.
Yep.
The greatest thing to ever be created.
Yes, the Joy Constable.
Yes.
Best character.
Yes.
How much
Or as
fun
he's
did
known,
Alan have
Chuck.
playing this?
He absolutely loved this. Like, he came to me whenever
I mean, he
said,
was
hey, I
the
want
fun
you to-"
police, so he had to have a moderate amount.
Yeah, no, whenever he came to me originally, he was like, so, am I just, like, the fun police? Because it was listed as Joy Constable. I'm like, yeah, that's what you use. Like, what am I doing here? It's like, you're making sure everyone has fun, man.
Well, from day two, Alan pulled me. I accidentally shin kicked the,
All I know is he wants to bring it back.
I don't
yeah, no,
blame
we're probably
him.
gonna bring him back again.
I actually, some of my friends who saw the show said they wanted to see like an entire show of just him doing different things.
Oh, jeez.
Alan show.
Oh, and then this sketch. Oh.
Attacked by Rick.
I think out of all of our sketches this year, this is the one that everyone in the back was quoting the most.
Yeah, that continued for the rest of the convention run, and I think out until the cast party.
It was just one of those ones you're like, yep, this is happening.
To quote, because it has like some of the most memorable lines.
Yes, because the amount of people that I would hear say, I knew that you knew that I knew that you knew. I'm like, oh my god, that.
I gotta say though, all those poor wireless mics just could not stay on you guys.
They took a beating this con. They certainly did.
Ugh.
Look at you two divas. Playing your little cat and mouse games when the answer has been in front of your faces this whole time. And behind mine.
Casey tried. She tried to keep that on. But rippable clothing is not used well with wireless mics.
Wireless or handless?
Wireless. Kian was very happy of his gun hat.
Now, when Culver and I first made this, we were like, how's he going to turn into a gun? And originally we were just going to put him off to like the side, just have him lean his head back and have a stagehand with like a gun in their fist just punch out where his head should be. And he's like, no, I got this. And he wouldn't tell us what it was until he showed us.
Oh, this is the sketch where I reused the skewers.
Oh, yeah.
Stick.
When your director comes to you and goes, I need this weird thing to happen, and you go, sure, okay. Duct tape and wood skewers do amazing things.
Tell my wife I love her.
And gun on a stick.
It was too much fun to play with because it just boinged up and down.
I can tell.
Oh, and this fun place is back again. I'm sorry, Joy Constable. I keep doing that.
And the best part is his pins, which you can't see, are all like different anime and weird memes.
I think 2 from me. One of them was Ramona Flowers, and one of them was the election pin from Shadow Tourney 2015 at Shadow.
Medusa, and even death himself. Then I turned the entire castle upside down and did it all.
Oh, this is the night we actually let Mark get dressed.
Count Dracula's throne room.
End up making a joke about that on stage.
Yes, he did. On day 2 of this sketch, towards the end, he goes, well, at least they'll let me get dressed. Because he was trying to put on his arm cuffs the entire time.
And then make them your slaves, or so I'm told.
Like, list for the first time and looking at this sketch and thinking, oh no.
Oh, don't worry. Your shining moment is coming. Again, Cocoa Puffs in the bowl.
I think there seems to be some mistake here.
I'm sorry, Count Chocula in the bowl.
He's a broody man, likes to lean on an armchair, waving a wine glass around. Oh, this is embarrassing. What is?
She actually stole some from the ball.
Yep.
Jessica, you.
Those are the toasted marshmallow flavor.
I remember talking about that on dress rehearsal where she's like, so we don't really have a bowl, but I have this.
Yep, so I found the second, because we have at least 4 of them hidden away, and I found as many as I could and went, which ones do you want?
Oh, well, will you look at my bracer? It's time for me to go. You enjoy your well-balanced experience. I don't see you never.
But like I said, the entire cast spent most of the time eating cereal backstage out of those bowls. And there's only maybe like 2 handfuls worth sitting on top.
A bunch of people who, I think like half the cast was in Fire Show or something.
Yes, at least.
So, they just come from Fire Show.
Yes, they get out of their wonderful, elaborate, super elaborate costumes and then get into these costumes. And then here's Savvy.
Out.
At last, the real Count Dracula's throne room. Die, you monster! You do not
Why there were 2 people on.
Oh, poor Culver. He's having trouble with his mic.
No.
It was not by my hand that I am once again given flesh. What? One vampire.
I mean, you have to question why 2 people, but at the same time, when that chair turns, you understand.
It starts to make a whole lot more sense.
Perhaps the same could be said of all religions.
It's the build up to the big reveal. Just be.
Religion. So silly religions.
I was so worried the entire time I was holding the mic, like either too close or too far away from you. I'm like, oh, this is just gonna read terribly. I don't know what to do with this mic right now.
Big Sister is just like, just focus on the mic, Sebby, and like, just don't focus and look at the puppet. Just let's do the puppet.
But what is a man?
Considering we never really practiced it.
And, it worked.
Yeah, we actually did pretty good.
What towards the end, even better, is I start to answer Mark as Belmont for you instead of the puppet. Just like, no, not gonna stop at all.
I think like the Saturday night, someone told me like, I think it was. I know it was the director. It's like, no, just attack him with the puppet.
Yes. But also having this bit with Tyler, it was completely planned, but at the same time, I kept forgetting it was there. I'm like, oh, so the exasperated look is real.
Just to get to this moment, the real.
Cause it's like, I need you to either hand me a glass or my script book. I'll hand you a glass because they're right here. Here you go. It doesn't have a bottom. I'll hand you that too.
It was the humans that brought me tribute. You steal men's souls, and that makes them your slaves. Perhaps
Oh.
I had 5 on my way here. I needed some too. Yeah. We got this. I will kill you.
I'm Tyler.
You have to be a genius actor to act like you can't act.
He had too much fun.
He really did. We actually had to rein him in a little bit on this one because there was one version he did that lasted, I think, 10 minutes.
Yes.
It was just, I was like, oh man. They did the scene like 3 or 4 times because Tyler just kept having him reset.
No. I'm done with you. I'm done with your castle. It was A top positive. I'm done with wall chicken. I'm done. Bye. I'm going to go join Netflix.
And then I think from this sketch, he had to go right into the other super complicated costume he had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Mark threw that Netflix thing at the last possible second.
And of course, M&L will not be complete without a visit from these two bozos.
Absolutely not. You are correct there.
Where'd you get it?
Here, I'll let you guys have fun with this. I'll be right back.
Okie dokie.
You wrote a joke.
Yeah, and it's brand new, and I'm gonna tell all these people here this joke for the first time ever, and they're gonna love it. It's brand new.
When your entire audience decides they just need to shout "Wow" halfway through everything.
I think they were doing that like before these guys came on, though.
They start because with how the wings are set up, if you walk past it just a little bit, you've seen. So they saw the boys beforehand, so they just started.
I know at one of the nights, someone started doing the count laugh before I came on.
Yes.
Could have seen me because I crawl.
That was definitely a person that saw that one.
I think it was Thursday night that someone was doing it. It wasn't Saturday night, it was Thursday night.
Then it was definitely cast.
Definitely.
Whoever's doing that needs to stop.
They never do. That's how we end up with the darkest sketch, the funnest sketch, the weirdest sketch,
right,
and the brightest sketch.
Which castle?
Because wow. They spent an entire blackout of just wow.
Oh yeah, this
I'm
is
back.
the part where this is the part where Justin's mustache fell off as Wario, and then it stuck to his shoe, and he couldn't find it.
I remember that. I'm back, by the way.
Welcome back.
Now do going wah.
Zelda, Wah Peach, Buttercup. Nah, it's immaterial to me.
Alright, fine, he was saving the immaterial princess. Alright, he went to the plane over the castle. He went to save the immaterial princess.
Sure.
Alright, well, he fought his way through.
I'm reading all the comments and I'm not disappointed right now.
Our chat knows how to react.
So like a Super Koopa.
Alright, cool. And he went to whoever heard of the Super Koopa? I told you to keep your mouth shut, didn't I?
No, Seth, that is not how you do that. It's not ow.
Alright, now we need a
I
wah
think
Seth.
he thought it was cute, and he went, "Aww."
Okay, if it's an aw, I'll take an aw.
What's up? The dyslexic wah.
I played a dyslexic sheep once.
I don't know whether or not to laugh at that.
Don't know if that was the build-up for a joke or if that was just a statement.
Line was ab. That was an actual role I played once.
Oh my god.
Do you mean go inside?
Oh yeah, that makes way more sense. Yeah, it does. Alright, so Oz went to the castle, right? And then he go inside.
Much castle.
Sentai Master? I wouldn't go that far, but I can kind of see where you're coming from.
Toad said to Mario, have you talked to Peach? Was she hurt?
Who said that?
I did in case you
I'm just happy that these guys have agreed to just come when Matt and Culver ask for a wah sketch.
They actually came to us with this one. It's like, hey, we have another Abbott and Costello bit we want to do. And then like 6 months later we said, yeah, okay, I guess we'll look at it.
Yeah, it's you kind of made a tradition. Now you have to have the Wah Bros in here somewhere.
We'll bring back the puppets and just hide them in the corner. They'll stare at you from the side.
But there's no longer a Waluigi puppet.
Yeah, that one is actually just painted purple now.
He's definitely purple.
We'll put a paint can next to him. Like Paper
Perfect.
Mario,
Done.
right?
They've actually already come up to me, at least I think, with their idea for next year, and I cannot wait.
Yes. Start the planning now.
Sure, you did not come in front of this discerning, mostly intelligent, and poorly dressed audience and say that you had a brand new, never before passed
Paper bag puppets are disturbing, Seth. Just watch the 1 year of Star Party.
Yeah, I already know what you're talking about.
That one still gets quoted in this house.
Puppets.
Why don't you tell us the real punchline, audience?
Yep.
Give him a second. Don't worry.
We quote that often.
Is a comedic genius. He's been working on this joke for years to make sure that he had a brand new line that no one has ever heard in their lives. So please, Wario, what did Toad say to Mario? What was the punchline? We're waiting. Yeah, right.
Oh man. Again, I just remember trying so hard not to laugh and laugh out loud in front of my camera. It's one of the few problems I have with this job is I have to be so quiet when things get hilarious.
Yeah, but then when you get to rewatch it, then you have the good hearty laugh again.
But then then the laugh isn't as good. You know, it's not as good the second time around.
Yeah, the punchline is not surprising when you know what it is.
I mean, I go back and I watched like the Family Star Year Star Party, and I forgot so much.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can still laugh at it, but it's never as the laugh is never as strong as that first time when you're not ready for it.
It's like a murder mystery when you've already seen the end.
Yeah.
Who the killer is.
Sure, you can go back and appreciate the smaller things you missed the first time, but the big stuff, you already know what's coming.
Or a soda. In a gross, dirty can.
This sketch.
No.
Trying to pronounce the wine.
The first time. Yeah,
but watching it like the first time, watching you guys just try, I was like, we just spent 10 minutes on a wine name.
We did. It was a beautiful thing because Courtney legitimately could not pronounce it.
Laboratory with holes.
So it's just wine.
Before practice, like everyone was sitting in a circle like, before we started, and they were running this, and they just kept chanting it, and then everyone joined in, and it was just chanting the name of the wine.
Poor RCC. They dealt with a lot of yelling and chanting. Like Keon getting mad at James for this entire time instead of this whole time.
We talked about that last week.
Yep.
I would have loved a rock. A nice, quiet rock out on the countryside.
Yeah, Mexican standoff.
I forgot to take off my glasses.
Edward could wear glasses.
We got attacked from eldritch abominations from
Yeah, he's a little short-sighted.
Oh.
Okay.
Short.
When I say lab, I mean it
God
was a
damn
hole in
it.
the ground that covered by cement and sealant. But it was like a lab in that there was a lot of human experimentation.
I had another one, and it's just, we will never be in short supply for roles for Lily. Ever.
Can we just cool it with the short jokes?
yes, we totally can. Please.
In the middle of the desert. Cardboard box? Yeah. You were lucky.
I'd rather more comment on the fact, Lily, that you tend to play a lot of male characters these days. Like, I'm pretty sure almost every character you played was male.
Worked for 14 hours a day.
Yeah, every character this year I played was male. I'm not complaining. but it was still kind of like a.
I mean, Emu played a girl this year, so
Miracles can.
I guess we just trade off, right? Well, yeah. Oh no. Emu is now a robot.
What?
Your voice was cutting in and out, so you were a robot for a second.
Oh, that's probably just me. I'm really sick right now.
No.
Well, we had it tough. We had to get out of the shoebox at 4 in the morning and lick the road clean with our tongues. Then we had half a handful of freezing cold gravel. And then, after that, we had to fight every villain.
So one of my favorite things is I always forget to do research on characters in my shows until like the last possible second. And then when they don't match my actors who are playing them, I get angry.
Aww.
I would have to wake up in the morning at 10 o'clock.
So like Edward I knew and Goku I knew, but the other two I'm like, if they don't act the way Mark and Courtney play them, I just don't like them.
All right, Culver, you finally got your mic worked out?
Every day, and when it was all over, our mom would kill us and dance around our grave singing Hallelujah.
Damn. Yeah, but you try and tell the people.
Okay, I saw something there for a second.
No.
Check your settings, man. Find out what's going on. Oh.
Is it working now?
Hey!
There you go.
Alright, I got push to talk on. Hold on.
It's better than nothing. Get it worked out, because one of your seeds is coming up.
I'm already here. Sorry, force of habit. I'm used to having to tell you to do things. Everyone buckled up? Yeah. Good. Turning the engine on, checking the rearview mirror, getting something out of my teeth. And full engines go. And we're at a red light.
Stealing props from other shows.
Oh, God. I love how Culver, I love how you just sit there, like, as soon as you get to the red light, you put your hands right into that position.
That's impressive for someone your age. I got a 95 on my captain's exam. The 5% was likely.
Yeah, that was one of the things where I'm like, no, this has to happen. I have to put this in the sketch somewhere.
Perfect place.
Yeah, there it is.
And then on day 2, the label kept falling off of your drink of choice.
Mr. Akari, you're in the PTA with my dad, right? There are 2 things wrong.
He like rolled it on.
Your father is hardly there.
I had to roll it on because we forgot to place it, and I'm like,
Yeah, I know on one of the days.
Saturday, it must have happened.
Yeah. It had to get slid on.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Stage at that happening.
I'm just happy the Tang joke went over because I put it in there thinking, well, that gets what I'm referencing.
At least like a good gauge was most of the cast members got it, and I mean Angel got it, so I think we're good.
Yeah, I don't know if I wrote this in the script or if I just told them, but I'm like, and I'm gonna stop and stare at Mark for as long as I can until the audience stops finding it funny, and then I'm gonna stop.
Which took a while. Because our audience just loved it.
Yeah, I actually had to stop before they stopped laughing, because I'm like, okay, I'll be here all night. That's not a good plan. I'm just really happy this whole got the reaction that it got.
Yeah.
This was a good sketch, because I think what works is that it really felt like these were what these characters would act like if they were, like, doing this kind of carpool.
Because, you know, they would all totally go to the same type of school. Be an interesting school. Not gonna lie.
Damn, Lily, that scene with you.
Oh god, I was dying backstage at you, Lily. You were awesome.
I tried my best.
You succeeded.
The amount
Rest
of-
assured.
The amount of voices you had to put on this year, I'm surprised you didn't, like, completely lose your voice for a while.
I'm surprised too.
Yeah, between this and you screaming your head off as Krillin and RCC, yeah, I'm amazed your voice is still intact.
No, it's this, Krillin, Meowth, and then, I actually lost my voice, recording Excalibur's voice.
Oh, God.
I remember that weekend. The one day where everyone had to record their voiceovers.
Yeah, I completely forgot about mine, and then ended up sleeping on the chessboard until Nick woke me up. 11:30? I don't know when I left.
I mean, the chessboard is comfortable. It provides many of nap.
It was just funny because I got to wake up to like Nick sitting across from me just smiling. He's like, "Were you sleeping?" And I'm like, "What are you doing?"
But he's not being a tyrant. He's kind of a little bit more like playful and like childlike, and then he's a tyrant again. You're just like, oh.
He is the sweetest cuddly porcupine.
Yeah, he is.
That's a good way to put it.
Also, Savvy creeped me out in this one.
Good.
That's kind of the point.
Good. She was supposed to.
How literally, I think the whole audience knew I was coming out before I even came out.
They were wooing for you before you were even there.
Yeah, that was the thing I was really happy happened was the audience started to kind of get, oh, so when one of the kids sits in a shotgun, that means their parent's going to show up. So then when Crota got set in shotgun, everyone was like, oh no.
Yeah, I think by the second parent, everyone kind of figured out what was happening.
And poor Courtney, she's just always 12. She can't handle things.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and what does kill you probably serves to make your betters more powerful.
Mark for letting me use his head.
By the way, speaking of Courtney, where is she tonight?
She's at Dragon, so.
Oh, that's
she's
right. She's
presumably up in Atlanta right now.
She's probably having a blast up there right now. And some people had already figured out the joke for Gohan.
I mean, there were so many ways that could have gone.
Well, where is he? I don't think I can handle driving us to school. Again.
He'll be here any minute.
Yeah, originally Culver and I were like, yeah, so we'll just have somebody play Piccolo until you realized, yeah, it's like body paint and an insane costume.
He's snoring really loud.
So instead, you pull this trick.
There's Piccolo in an earlier draft.
However,
I know we had like some other characters in an earlier draft too. Like I think the initial draft was it didn't even have Krona. It was we were gonna do Shao Tucker, but then it was a combination of Shau's not really like we can't really use Nina for one of the kids because she's like only in for a few episodes. There's not a lot of personality to write off of. Ed's funnier to write off of, and his relationship with Tucker is not that at all. So we'll just write like Hohenheim, and then yeah, we're gonna have Piccolo in there. But then we're like, oh shoot, that's like we couldn't come up with a way to do it without doing the body paint that wouldn't just look silly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The original punchline was going to be that all of the parents were terrible except Piccolo, who was just really good at everything because Piccolo is best dad.
Then we had one iteration where we were just going to leave the stage empty, and then we're like, oh, that's super depressing.
enter the fun police.
The Joy Constable.
Joy. Who threw in his RCC hat into that box of fun. And that was the brightest sketch.
The sketch.
Brightest sketch. Brightest.
It's also Alan handed out the pinwheel that Caleb Hiles like randomly grabbed backstage when he was screwing around during his concert.
Trust me, I've got footage of that.
I'm hiding behind a table.
Yeah, gosh. I was so nervous about forgetting this one.
You did fine.
I mean, I'm pretty sure on Saturday I was just leaning on your leg. Because I was in such like an awkward position behind the table. I'm like, Emu's leg. Yep, this is where I live right now.
It's a good thigh to lean on.
It was comfortable, and then seeing Sarah's face from like below was like, oh god, she's terrified. And then she didn't know that we had an actual little Mickey until the sketch before.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what's going on here, man. I'm sorry, are you talking to me?
I liked you Saturday as well, Emu, when you didn't call him by his name. Every other name.
No. I'm a Disney Square character now. Here, I'm done with the third party. Done with the bootleg scene. Oh, what's this? Is this your contract to your exclusive character rights? Tear it up. I don't know what you want me to do here, man. I want you to understand the importance of company loyalty, Roxas. Tear it up! I'll blow this bitch's
And there's James's script.
I'll do it. You see, I'm doing it. Can't fool me. I'm loyal to Disney.
I never realized how quickly my hand snaps up to Emu.
I'm sad that this isn't day 2 because, like, her organization cloak, so she just wore her character from Fire Show, but I still...
It was still Roxas.
Call her Roxas.
It's Ven. It's Roxas.
It's Ven.
And now comes the other sketch that was left out of day 1.
Sephiroth was like the big thing, man. And he's in this long coat and his super high boots, and his hair's just kind of hanging out.
Which means glitter stage.
And he looks something like what an angsty teenager would wear. And he's sitting there like.
So this sketch idea was actually pitched to us back in 2015, I think, our first year, by our friend Amilcart. And it never got around to getting made because he said he'd take care of writing the script. And then the next year, it also didn't get around to getting made. So Culver and I said, the hell with it. We'll just write it ourselves. And then he came up to us during dress rehearsal and was like, oh, man, next year, guys, I'm going to get you that script. And he had no idea this was in.
He does as a prolonged eye contact.
Yeah, this was like Matt's note to Savvy was just pick someone in the audience and just stare at them the entire time.
Yep.
And then in the next part you come on, pick someone else and then stare at them the entire time. And just keep doing that.
I try to make it like every time I shifted, that's when I switched.
So Savvy, I gotta ask, did anyone meet your stare? Or were they just too enraptured in the scene?
In the back, but when I went into the front during the second half of this scene, the person in the front made dead eye contact with me and was so uncomfortable.
Oh God.
So great.
They come over, and they still wearing the same stuff that they rolled up to the club in. It was wild, and I was like, I know they ain't thinking about playing ball in that.
So what you guys don't see is Tyler purposely petting Slevin and I on the ears and on the sides of the faces as his furniture. Because he just wanted to break us.
Good.
Just like, I'm sitting in glitter. Why?
I kind of learned something that day. Don't judge a book by its cover. This cat could ball, man. He was crossing, breaking ankles, made my knees slam together. He's catching rebounds.
Oh.
No picky. Drop the plate.
I'm also amazed Tyler was able to do this with that coat because he didn't rehearse in that.
They did a little bit of rehearsal beforehand.
Okay.
But at the same time, we were like, whatever happens, Derek will be there to catch it.
Yeah.
Because this is another one of Derek's shirt gags where he was the hoop.
Yeah, he was on point with catching that basketball. I think it did hit him once, but he managed to like grab it right after it hit him.
Yes.
That's out of shove, and now this is the point where I'm making some audience, poor guy, uncomfortable.
Whoa!
I mean, it wasn't even close. It was a land.
And then there's a little finger.
Oh, no, no.
I was there. I seen it.
This was all I ever wanted from this sketch. Was just this slam dunk scene.
I feel bad that I wasn't the one recording this because I would have made sure to get Sephiroth in that shot, but unfortunately he didn't move the camera over.
Oh yeah, he's just hanging there.
For an uncomfortable amount of time.
So, I think it was like during dress, like Tyler was running stuff for like the last like melee for chess, and he kept doing this thing where he would like he would stop and make eye contact with me before he killed someone. And like after the first time he did it, like the first time he did it, I just kind of laughed like uncomfortably a little bit because he just stared. But then like the second time he did it, every time he would do it from that point on, because they ran it like 5 times to get it drilled in their heads and warm up, I would just look at him and go, crit, crit, crit.
Great storytellers who live in the world today, man. Who the hell could make that up?
So many different crazy things going on backstage.
The quick change I did after this was literally the worst quick change I've ever had to do.
So this is where we get Seth.
Yo, I'm here now.
Hey!
Snap!
So, can I share how I was told about this?
Please, go for it.
Okay, well, I can't remember. Who was it? Somebody came up to me and was like, hey, we want you for, like, this, can you be an MNL? And I was like, sure, like, what do you guys want me to do? Well, and then they're like, well, we need you in one. It was Nicole. It was Nicole. She's like, we need you in one sketch, and you're gonna get beat up. And I'm just like, okay. And this was like a month after rehearsal started. And they were like, oh, we need you in the sketch. We need you to get beat up. And I'm just like, sure, why not? And I hear nothing about it for the next 2 months.
Give or take, yeah.
Until dress rehearsal. And they're like, so you still want to be an M&O, right? I was like, I mean, yeah, I just didn't think. And they're like, okay, you're gonna get beat up in this next sketch. Okay.
You're gonna get beat up on a chessboard real quick. Just give us a second.
And not only was I beat up, during dress rehearsal, I was kneed by, I'm pretty sure it was Anna. I was kneed right in the butthole, just straight up there. And then I fell over because that was my bit, and it was also very painful.
Well, you did your part well, sir. You did your part well.
Looks like another case of gang violence.
I think this was the night that they were like, I don't know what they did with. Actually, took my white wig.
I know we had Ocelot's wig for one of them.
I think I see it under the chair where Anna's sitting.
Like, my wig went missing originally. I'm like, wait, where did it go? It's not here where I put it. And then I noticed that they had it on stage.
Oops.
Oh, they also left my hat on stage tonight.
It wasn't easy tracking you down.
A lot of things got left on stage.
Because I was just like, oh, I'm gonna go sit out in the stand. Wait, where's my hat? Where'd they put my hat? They're like, oh, it's on. You can see it. You can see it behind that one guy's
Yeah,
head.
you can see it. I see it there on the far right side.
No. We didn't want you to do it. We just wanted a recommendation.
I wanted to walk in the middle of this sketch, or at the end of the sketch, and just like grab my hat.
You're just not what we're looking for.
Oh, you can. Oh, yeah, there's me.
Oh, I thought Tim kicked it.
No, it stayed on the stage until closing, until the ending.
I think during one of our rehearsals, we kept everyone kept giggling at Tim during this scene because his little eye things kept falling off of his face.
Oh, Jesus.
Which then made it into the sketch. Them getting slapped off.
Oh, they get slapped off.
That's
I didn't
what
notice
those
that
were.
because I'm like,
You know,
I'm backstage. I don't see any of that.
I'm not gonna lie. Until now, I didn't realize who these guys were. It's just now I just realized who they are. Wow, I feel like an idiot.
This is ridiculous.
See what happens.
It's Bato and Kusanagi, I think.
Yeah, that's who it is. You know what threw me off was I didn't realize the color of Kusanagi's hair. I didn't realize that was purple until just now.
I made a mistake.
That threw me off. I think.
Damn you, stage lighting.
Yeah.
What series is this? I don't think I've ever heard of it.
Ghost in the Shell.
Oh no, I've never seen it.
I'd rather not.
Turn in your anime card right now. That's like on the must-watch list.
I was gonna mute myself until the end, but how dare you?
Start watching Ghost in the Shell. Go ahead and just switch that over for me, John.
Welcome to Ghost of the Shell Live, everybody.
Really gonna hate me. I have seen literally the different characters. The only thing I've seen is Boku no Hero.
I'm gonna go with I Know Nothing because I'm Jon Snow.
Oh God.
I'm still trying to learn about so many different things.
I mean, to be fair, I hadn't really I had watched an episode of Evangelion before I had to play Gendo this year.
The quick change.
Oh, this sketch.
This is one of my favorites.
This one was good. My wife, Lady K, actually started watching My Hero Academia after we got back from Metrocon, and she has just fallen in love with the series.
It's so good. I had to throw something in.
Oh, it was inevitable with how popular that show is. Come on, that show's
Gotta,
red hot.
you gotta. I think it's like the #1 anime out right now.
I wouldn't doubt it for a minute.
Is this the day that Sarah had her tongue?
Maybe. I don't know.
No, I don't think she actually had a day of show. I think she only had it during rehearsal.
Oh. She used one of the party blowers as her tongue, just because she had to. And I think she tried to put 10 lollipops in her mouth at one time.
Oh.
But also this quick change at the end for Hippie. I swear, every night I nearly ripped off his hair. Like his actual hair. Because he'd come to the side stage and 5 of us would just rip, rip, rip. I'm like, oh god. Here goes his hair.
What do you think will happen to him now? He'll go to prison.
This was the night, like, the hook that kept, like, most of my skirt staying on actually didn't stay.
You were walking around with a broken skirt?
Yeah. Not working.
You are a brave woman.
No, we have safety pins.
No, because I didn't realize it wasn't working until I was on stage.
Ooh.
That is why it is so much longer in the front than in the back.
But at least it's, you know, longer in the front instead of shorter in the front.
Wearing shorts underneath it, so.
Yeah.
How that character is supposed to act.
You're close. You are very close, Emu.
Well, go me.
Off stage, I had to try not to laugh.
Every time Sarah would go to talk, there would be a...
I purposely waited.
His joy is my favorite. Todoroki deserves better than his dad.
No, when I was originally writing this, I was like, man, which one of these characters would love to... Todoroki, he hates his father. This is the guy that died.
Oh, that was Seth's hat.
Fireside is best side.
So a lot of people thought that Hippie actually opened that bottle and was chugging it. So when they told him to chug, he's just like, alright, I can do that.
I was one of those people that thought he was actually drinking it.
Because on dress rehearsal, he drank from my jug of water for real. It was just like, bro.
I betrayed Todoroki in that last sketch. I bet you're wondering just exactly how we pulled that off. Well,
Although somehow the sugar got opened up. Like at the end of show, the sugar was just open.
Oh,
yeah, that was weird.
Many miles away.
Put money that someone ate it.
Holograms projected his image right here on stage. I was never in harm's way. Isn't technology wonderful?
No. Look, now you're boring them. You were doing wonderfully before.
But yeah, this is the, alright Hippie, we're gonna pull all your clothes off as quickly as we can.
Talking about everyone loves the explanation of the magic behind the curtain.
Are you the Joy Constable?
No.
I thought not. Now listen up, directors.
And the second job of the Fun Police, make sure the audience isn't bored.
Now you know what?
Yes.
Last resort. The last resort sketch. Roll it now. Get off stage. Go. Darkness sketch.
I left this one in because I thought it appropriate for the setup.
Ugh. It's like the role Alan was born to do. Besides playing himself.
All he does is sit there menacingly. I wonder what goes on in his head.
Oh, here we go.
I just realized it's Thursday night. The Sephiroth shirt doesn't get shown.
Oh yeah, that's right, because we cut that on Thursday.
Oh, this won't make sense. No one's gonna get this. Whoops.
So nothing is as scary as watching someone on piggyback climbing upstairs.
And thus begins Tyler trying to make Culver break.
The ultimate goal of the entire end.
And then Alan just going in and fixing all of the dangerous things.
Yeah. This was, this entire bit was, hey guys, just come up with a thing to do. I'm gonna give you guys like 15 minutes to figure it out. And then we're just gonna run all this nonsense all at once and see what happens.
Oh, there's Sarah with the tongue.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the giant squid.
Yeah, so Tyler didn't really make me break. The thing that did make me break, though, was, I don't know if she's done already, was Morgan putting a flute glass right by my crotch and then dropping a glow stick in it.
That was on Saturday.
That, like, I almost lost it. I almost completely lost it when that happened.
Yep. I was like, this has to happen. Because, yes.
And that's the show.
Because the second day we threw all of the glow sticks. I'm like, I gotta keep at least 2.
There we go. Emma, are we coming through now?
Yep.
Also, the air horn was courtesy of Casey.
Nice.
Yeah, the whole air horn thing was Casey was like, just came up to me and was like, hey, so like I have an idea for a Metro Night Live sketch. I'm like, okay, cool. And then she shows me this like Evangelion air horn cover video where someone did most of it in MS Paint. And it got to the end, and she just like gave me this really happy, expectant look. I'm like, I don't know how we could make that a sketch. And then I think Courtney or somebody was like, we could just have it just be just complete craziness, or like it's the internal monologue to like Gendo's mind as he's just hanging out on stage, just sitting there. And I'm like, okay, yeah, no, that's good. I like it.
And then just her face when she was told that's how we were ending. Bright as a sunshiny day. Just, oh my
god. So that was Metro Night Live 2017. Chat, what'd you guys think? Did you guys get a good laugh?
I hope so.
Yeah, that's fair.
Audition next year.
Alright, Sentai Master.
I'm willing to bet that was something else, because there's no way he answered that quickly, considering the time delay. Still. as always, if you guys got questions, I mean, we've got both directors in here, so if you guys have any questions for our cast and crew, tonight's the night to ask them. Oh man, but yeah, still, I had a blast. Once again, you guys, great job. You guys should be proud of yourselves. Another fantastic show.
Thank you. We couldn't do it without all of our amazing cast. We couldn't do it without our tech. We couldn't do it without our stagehand. This is a chaotic and hectic show.
Yeah, that's kind of the point, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's an amazing, chaotic, and hectic show that just, you run around and, yes, magic.
Definitely.
Like, I've said it before, I'll say it again, like, massive hats off to, like, every one of our cast, because so much of this show, like, hinges on having actors and cast members who are just on point, and able to adapt, and just be, everyone's just so good. Everyone's really good.
We have a question of what was the most funniest sketch in this show, in your opinion?
Oh, now you're asking for trouble. You're asking them to pick.
Pick between our children.
Oh man,
Yeah,
all right.
That's difficult.
Not sketch, line. Favorite line is, "You shut your mouth, you dirty gun."
Yeah, we kept quoting that. That was the line I didn't want to spoil. Was like, something would have happened, you'd be like, "You shut your mouth, you dirty gun."
Mexican Standoff was our most quoted of the entire show, at least.
No, but I loved every sketch, but like I can't really pick one. Between that and the Tyler screaming "fresh" at the end of Castlevania, those two are my favorite lines.
Gang violence is probably my favorite. Not gang violence, crap, no, Mexican Standoff.
If you held a gun to my head and make me have to choose, I would probably... one of my favorites was the sweaty balls.
Oh, yeah.
That one cracked me up so bad. That was the one I had the hardest time holding back on.
Oh, God. I'm gonna go with Casey and Tim, the Ghost in the Shell one, because it was the unexpected laugh when I was doing the rehearsal with them. That was the one I was like, oh. I don't know. Yep, oh, and it broke me. Okay. That was my...
Tim's reaction for the gut shot thing is great, where he's like, caught it. Really? You caught it? So if you open your hands, you're going to have the bullet? Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, man. I swear to God, you guys are...
I like watching everything during rehearsal, because it's the one time I get to sit and watch and not frantically worry about everything. And then when I get to watch it here, I'm like, yes, I remember this. This is when I was running back and forth with Culver.
Yeah, there's a lot that I don't get to see from the perspective, like during showtime, from the perspective of being backstage.
Yeah.
What was everyone's first Metro show and first M&L?
Both. First one we were cast in, or first one we performed in?
Oh, that's actually
I don't know,
a good
it's
question.
Rick.
I was cast Fantasy, or not Final Fantasy. Oh my gosh! Wow, I thought the Fantasy Masquerade, but GGX for it.
Mine was Star Party 2013, and then the first year of M&L, which was the same. Because that one I was a dragon and a earthbender. 2014, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No. Wrong, yeah, 2015.
Yep. I was my first Metrocon show that I was cast in was in Star Party 2010, I think. Yeah, it was 2010. Yeah. And I was Lucas that year. And then first M&L was the first year we did M&L, which was that 2014?
I think so.
2015. No, 2015.
15? Okay, that was my first year.
Yeah, 2015. Because Matt and I were co-directors from the get-go, so.
Yeah, that was a fun story. Same with Culver. My first show I was casting was 2010 Star Party as Ganondorf. And so when actually we found out, Culver and I found out, I think it was during orientation, that we were going to be directing Metro Night Live in 2015.
Like, that's when it was confirmed. Like, we had been talked to separately about it a little bit, but it was, like, still kind of up in the air whether we were actually doing it.
Yeah, it was like, oh, wouldn't this be a cool idea if? And then orientation 2015, Nick and Alex pull us aside. It's like, hey, guys, we're going to go ahead and have you do that show that we were talking about.
We're like, oh, okay, cool. I mean, I think we had, like, thought of some ideas before that happened, just in case.
Yeah, but like
we weren't 100% sure what was going on and whether we were doing it.
That was also like the most frantic casting we ever had to do. We casted like I think it was 27 people.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That year the approach was we just cast based off of who was already cast, and we tended to cast people who were playing the same roles they were playing in our show in other shows.
Yeah, like we had Lucy, which was Maddie.
Yeah, and yeah, there was a couple of them there, if I remember. And then you also had some people who had costumes from past years that brought them back out of retirement, because I remember you had Michelle play Officer Jenny when she had done that the year prior at Star Party.
Yeah. It's crazy, but in like a good way, because it was a good way to figure out the show is going to hit off as well as it has. And boy, howdy, am I happy that it has. Good job, guys.
Well, I think what makes it work is obviously the fact that you guys have a lot of comedic talent at your disposal. You guys really know how to do that kind of comedic acting. And you take skits that are already funny enough on their own, and you make those little tweaks to make them relatable to us geeks, so we connect with that joke even better than we originally probably did. I think that's what makes it work. At least in my opinion.
Yeah, no, sometimes how much we tweak it like depends on what we're adapting it to. Like, I know some sketches we literally just kind of did a find and replace, moved some lines around because, like, okay, it makes sense that these characters are saying this. But I remember last year, the hardest one was it was adapting LeRon Can't Laugh to Rory Can't Laugh, because friggin' Tamaki has a very specific. No, it wasn't last year. It was last year. Tamaki has a very specific. Yeah, Tamaki has a very specific way that he talks. So, like, rewriting that whole thing took a while.
Yeah, that one went through several revisions before it got put out.
How long did it take you guys to do Anderson?
Culver?
Oh, that was I want to say that was a few months off and on, but it was, when I say that, I mean, I came up with, the chorus, several months before we had even, gone into, auditions for the show, because the idea popped into my head. And I was like, well, better get started now. And then I kind of put it down, and then, a month later, other lyrics popped into my head, so I wrote those down. And then there was a month after that, Alan and I think sat down and tried to hammer out some stuff. And then a few weeks before, I think it was before we started doing workshops or something, I just was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to go into my room. I'm going to sit down on my computer, and I'm not going to get up until I've finished writing the lyrics to this thing. And I banged the entire rest of it out. So in total, it was probably a few weeks, but in total, work time, it was probably a few weeks, but in total actual time, it was a few months off and on.
I still can't sing the normal Hamilton song.
Nope.
That's permanently stuck in my head now.
Intentionally, too. I can't even remember the words.
Was that which would you say was the hardest sketch to come up with this year?
I know we had to adjust and rehearse Spirited Away a fair amount. But it went over great. So
Yeah, that one was good.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate because like the troupe we pulled that from, the Kids in the Hall, we've tried to do their stuff before, and it doesn't translate to stage well. Like their most famous sketch we can never do because no one would understand what the perspective was because it's the I'm squishing your head sketch.
Mm.
We literally can't put a camera right behind the person and project that so the audience sees only that. But I think the actors did a phenomenal job with it, especially when we realized this is not working.
All right, Sentai Master with another question. Which costume was the hardest to work with?
Sephiroth.
That is no surprise.
Yeah.
We lost his wig in between shows, and when we finally found it, it was a hot and tangled mess. And then like we misplaced the entire costume backstage, and it was just a good like 5 minutes of running around trying to find it, and then getting it on him within seconds.
Damn. Jeez.
Either that or Mark trying to get dressed on stage in Belmont.
It was Momo's wig because her wig is not that easy to put on, and I don't know why I picked.
But it looked beautiful.
It looks good, but it was.
Like, Ocelot wound up being a difficult costume for me, but mostly just because I have no idea. I still, to this day, have no idea where the wig and mustache went for that. That was like, I'm like, I know I have them, because I only played the part like a few years ago, and like, everything that's in my apartment right now was in my apartment before. Like, we swept that apartment up and down when we moved into this other one, and I don't know where it is. I have no clue.
Gets buried.
Yeah, it's probably like lying flat in a box somewhere because
Oh,
it's like
jeez.
it's a wig in a bag, and so yeah.
Any other
I'll wind up
questions
finding
for-
it whenever it is we move out from here.
Any other questions from our chat? Come on, we got a little more time. Let's have some fun with any behind the scenes stories from this year that we haven't shared yet.
Trevor as Snake kept misplacing his tactical knife, and I just kept it on me because he couldn't keep track of it.
Trevor also kept scaring Courtney for real when he would pop up behind her and say, "I'm going to kill you."
We did bring that up earlier.
Yeah. I specifically gave him the note saying, "Hey, Trevor, just change your timing every single time." Oh, there's one we've been wanting to do for years. So the sketch we wanted to do but didn't make the cut. We've been wanting to.
I want to do my Sound of Music sketch.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. One I know we've been trying, like Culver and I have been talking about for years, is the self-defense against fruit, but we can never seem to make it work.
Well, it's because we keep bouncing back and forth with what characters we're going to use. Because originally it was self-defense against gum fruit, or no, devil fruit.
Yeah.
And then
I forget, it changed a couple of times.
like the next year, like I suggested. I know there was a year that I suggested having it be Ocelot from Metal Gear Solid 5, because like not only I was like, all right, I mean I can like bullshit the costume, but also there's an entire sequence in that game where he's like training new recruits, and he's a little crazy, so it's not like it wouldn't be that far of a stretch to like do this weird the weird sketch, because the premise of the sketch, for people who don't know it, is John Cleese is playing this like military commander or like self-defense instructor or something, and he's teaching self-defense against fruit, but he's like an insane person and is like kind of shouting at everybody, and every time someone comes at him with the fruit and he does the self-defense demonstration, he defends himself in increasingly outlandish and deadly ways. I think the first time someone does it is someone runs at him with a banana and he pulls out a gun and shoots them, like point blank in the chest. And the two other people in the class are horrified, and he's like, yeah, you pull out your revolver and you shoot them.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I love that it escalates to you release the tiger.
Yeah.
Well, that's Monty Python for you.
Man. No, Culver and I have a big back burner of sketches and stuff we want to do in the future.
I think another one actually is another Monty Python one that I've tried to figure out a way to make it work, and I might be able to figure out it next year. But it's the cheese shop sketch.
Oh yeah, we almost put that in this year, I think.
Yeah, like the current idea on the back burner is the cheese shop sketch, but you do like an item shop from Zelda, because there's a ridiculous number of items in Zelda, and just the guy in the item shop is just out of everything. Like, cheese shop, for those of you who don't know, a guy goes into a cheese shop and lists off a bunch of different types of cheese, trying to get them from the shopkeeper, and he's like out of everything, and it just gets increasingly more and more ridiculous. Like it does in a Monty Python sketch usually.
Yeah, I remember that one now that you mention it. Ooh, just had a thought. Could you adapt something from a Monty Python movie, more specifically The Black Knight from Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
I was just thinking that.
We might have thought about that at some point. It is a possibility. Like, it wouldn't be... We'd need to figure out a few things.
The way I see it, 2 fake arms, because those are easy to get, and then for the legs, just have them get on their knees or something.
Well, the thing that makes it tricky is the guy has to, like... The Black Knight has to sword fight for a little bit before he loses one of his arms.
That's true.
Or before he loses both arms.
Strings.
I mean, I love the silly walk stuff too.
Yeah, Ministry of Silly Walks. I think that was another one that's a possible thing.
Monty Python is just, there's a lot to pull from it.
Yeah.
And you gotta know when to pull from it.
Yeah, and you gotta know how to make it work within the anime video game menagerie.
Indeed.
Like boot to the head.
Oh, yeah. That's cool. We didn't have to change a line.
Well, I had to change names and, like, character relationships. But, yeah, like, had that not already been a Phoenix Wright thing, I don't know if we would have done that. Like, had that guy not made that YouTube video.
And again, I think I said this last year. When you guys did that sketch, I was looking over at Matt, because he was in the tech booth at that time, and I looked over and I'm just like, thank you! You actually hear me say it in the video from last year. If you actually pull it up and you pull that sketch up, at the end, during the transition, when you see the Metro Night Live thing, you'll hear me go, thank you!
I've got another question, and it's mostly for Matt and Culver. Do you guys limit yourselves to sketch shows, or do you also do scenes from kids shows? What do you limit yourselves for the scores?
I think he meant sources.
Sources. I need glasses. It's okay.
Culver, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, it's usually sketch shows. Like, I think it's sketch shows, and this year, like, we had a couple of original sketches. I know once or twice we did a thing where I could have sworn one of our bits, I think in the first year, was like technically it was from a movie, but that was because like an actor approached us saying he wanted to do a thing from this one film, and we went ahead and let him do it. And he changed it a lot, but it still wound up being really fun. But yeah, it's mostly sketch shows. Not always TV sketch shows. A lot of internet sketch shows.
Yeah, and we do a few original sketches. I mean, like, what did you have in mind with kids shows? Rick, what were you thinking?
Yeah, throw out a suggestion. See if they
Yeah,
make it
we're
work.
always open.
Let's go for it.
Maybe it'll make it in next year.
Oh yeah, we start early with ideas.
Well, you kind of have to
We
because
got
you got to
ideas on the
plan
back
for
burner
it.
from 3 years ago.
We're posting ideas before like the show even happened.
Yeah.
Let me think. What other questions we can ask while we're still waiting? Have a good night, Emu.
Night.
I'm trying to think what other questions, because there's always a lot that you want to ask, and then later on you're like, damn it, I could have asked about that.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, whenever I was a boy. I'm kidding. Let's see.
The city to see a marching band.
Okay.
I was going to say, I saw a marching band. It had 76 trombones.
Okay, Brick didn't have any specific idea. He just kind of was thinking, All right, have
There's
a good
some
night,
fun
Lily.
stuff I've seen from kids shows that involves like fourth wall breaks. But the issue is translating that to stage is difficult. And a lot of those scenes, like there's a lot of good ones, but like you've got to realize like, do we have to have the context of what's going on in the show for it to work?
Oh, and Matt just dropped. Right in the middle of the... Wow, timing, Matt.
It's the rule of comedy.
Always leave them wanting.
And everyone's leaving. Jesus. Is now
It's not like, we had a show run till 2 a.m. once at all.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. I felt real bad that our show ran till 2 a.m. on Saturday for all the people who were in chess. I was like, I'm so sorry.
It was.
Well,
I actually got a terrifying message from Ed that I misconstrued. He was like, "How much longer is this show going on? We got to get our chess people to bed." And I'm just like, "But they're in the show, man. I can't pull them." And what he meant was the chess people in the audience, not the people on stage.
Well, and even then, because Ed was like, make sure after MNL that night, you guys get everything staged and put away. And then he's like, get your chess people out. I'm like, my cast is chess, all of them. Okay, bye.
No, like I was sitting there on chess. I was like, I can't leave until this is done.
Pinky and the Brain is being suggested for a kids show.
With it being about Scott.
So Culver and I actually thought about bringing on our special guests, our voice actor guests, to do like a small thing for like a cold open. The issue is scheduling with them and being such a late show. It's really difficult to work around. Like I know we were talking about bringing on Scott McNeil last year for a piece of the cold open, but unfortunately it was too much of a hassle to get that scheduled and worked out. So we nixed the idea.
But it would be hysterical to watch.
Oh, I 100% agree.
Somehow I
would
see
love to do
Scott
it.
doing it. I truly do. Like, I see him just being all in on it, because that's Scott for you.
Absolutely.
I mean, he performed his own Fire Show at Fire Show.
He what now?
So for one of the nights for Fire Show, he came to see it. And everyone was like, yeah, Scott, woo! So he pulled out his lighter, and performed a fire show.
Oh, Jesus.
Before Fire Show.
Okay.
He made the flame dance.
I think that was the second biggest reaction from Fire Show that night.
And I missed this? Damn it! What day was this?
I want to say Friday.
Yeah.
Damn it! Why is the one day I miss? Of course it is. Of course.
I think it was the day I actually sat next to Lady K.
Figures my luck. Yeah, freaking Fire Show, that was a story for you. Holy shit.
Culver and I are sitting around thinking, man, we should just do like a really dramatic Metro Night Live that's, like a 2-hour monologue. Right, Culver?
I mean, you keep suggesting it. That doesn't mean it's going to happen.
As one of the 2 co-directors, I vote, yay, it should happen. Culver, your vote?
You guys missed it earlier. We talked about doing a meme show, right, Savvy?
Yeah.
I'll take Culver's silence.
I know we have like this. There's like this long-running joke that Matt and I have about how like when we're pretty sure it's going to be the last year of Metro Night Live, we're just going to do avant-garde year and just go screw it. Here's a bunch of weird stuff.
We're going to build an apartment complex on the stage and have just a janitor sit there and sweep it and say, "Here's been a show in this room for 40 years." I'm not going to say the original idea because that is quite crude and lewd.
Yeah, don't say that one. Although I will say, I think at one point, like, you were showing me some, like, weird Eric Andre show stuff, and I was like, yeah, this is just, if we ever, like, decide to just, like, all right, I guess we're done doing Metro Night Live, we're just going to do a show that's basically just that level of humor, where it's just like, here's some weird things. We're throwing some things.
Bring up Eric Andre. So Culver and I on Thursday and Saturday were out of our minds because we didn't get out of that room until like 3 in the morning. And there's just a point we were actually watching a single song clip from the Eric Andre show.
I'm pretty sure this was mostly you, and then you told me about it the next day.
And then you joined in, and it was
And then you
beautiful.
brought it to the hotel room.
I did. And yeah, it was a beautiful thing.
Jeez.
So if you've ever seen the clip of Hannibal's Hands, anytime you see Culver or myself, just start singing it, and I'll join in, and he'll just probably sigh.
Sounds about right.
James has been singing it.
Beautiful.
Like, he gets super frustrated, so he just starts singing Hannibal's Hands.
You can't be frustrated when you hear about Hannibal's Hands.
No.
Because all we want to know is what's in them.
I'm with Culver in the feeling towards Hannibal's Hands.
That's fair.
I mean,
because it's funny, and then I'm just like, man.
Things like, what is happening? What's happening right now?
I think that's as good a note. I don't think we can go any further than that. I think we're done here. I think that's a good note to end it on. Besides, as of right now,
we'll do another 5 hours of me just live improv by myself.
The scary part is I could see that happening. Anyway, as of right now, the uncommentaried video.
Pull up Hannibal's Hands on the live.
Oh jeez. Anyway, I think we got a little bit of delay on your end, Culver, because you always seem to take a second before answering us. Anyway, the official video of Metro Night Live without our commentary has officially gone up on my YouTube page as of right now. So you guys can check that out if you guys want to see the full show in all its glory. But thank you guys so much for doing us on here tonight. You guys have been awesome. Big thank you to all of our cast and crew for joining us. I hope you guys had fun. Let's talk about what's happening the rest of this week here on RVTV. For those of you who don't come to our streams very often, tomorrow night we've got Rift Down with TWK and the crew checking out the latest WWE SmackDown and providing their random commentary like they always do. Wednesday, for you tabletop fans, we've got The Enemy Within, our playthrough of Warhammer Online with myself, Mildred the Monk, our DM, Mike Shell, Maddie J, and Biohybrid. If you guys want to check that out, that's happening Wednesday at 9. Thursday, we've got Ranger Recap, our official Power Rangers podcast. We'll be checking out the latest episode of Power Rangers Ninja Steel and providing our commentary on that, as well as reading your emails and comments. Friday, it's the WrestleCast with Maddie J and TWK, talking about the latest wrestling news of the week and reading your emails and comments on that as well. Friday at 10. Saturday, it's the Helmsman with Tony Helms and the gang playing more games online with you guys. It's going to be wild, crazy, it's going to be nuts! So check it out Saturday at 5. Sunday, Tokurist Live. For you Toku fans out there, we'll be doing our finale-thon of Kamen Rider X-Aid with myself, of course, Spade Ace, and, of course, Maddie J and Easy Rider. Check that out Sunday at 7. And Monday, it's the next edition of Metrocon Live. And we're got a special treat from you, our live concert from YouTube sensations Caleb Hiles and Jonathan Young. You don't want to miss out on that. Check that out next Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on RVTV. And, of course, if you want to follow us, my social media is located in the description below, as well as my Patreon. If you want to help keep these streams going, even just $1 a month would be greatly appreciated. So please think about chipping in today. All the help would be greatly appreciated. In the meantime, I want to thank you guys for joining us as always. On behalf of all the cast and crew here at Metro Night Live, I want to thank you guys for joining us on The Shades, and we'll see you guys next time. Rock on! Special thanks and cure your Patreon donations. Donate today so you can keep these